want to decide whether or not are we pouring around the shots? Are we celebrating? Is this guy going to deliver? Or are we closing the tab because it's not going to be good? Like,
last call.
Yeah, last call. Is it last call, close the tab, or is it let's pour around the drinks? I'm buying Monse's drinking.
Yeah.
Let's start with Dak Prescott.
Okay. All right.
I know it's fun to make fun of the Cowboys. I mean, Stephen A. makes a living out of it. I mean, it's funniest moments of the year when he puts on his hat and he starts strutting around. Cowboy fans are fun to pick on. It's been a minute since they've been good, so you're almost like, all right, I just don't think they'll ever get to that next level. And my first thought, Monse, is that McCarthy's going to be playing, not only head coach, but he'll be calling the plays offensively now. That schedule's tough. I'm going to go over it in a second, but my first instinct with Dak is close the tab.
Yeah, I don't.
Call.
For real. Yeah, I don't. It's not that I dislike Dak Dakota. That was funny. That caller who called him Dakota. I agree with you. I think we're going to close the tab on Dak Prescott this season. I hate to say it.
You know what? I'm a big schedule guy.
Yeah, no, it matters.
And,
of course.
Covino and I are different that way, Monse. Covino's the type of guy that's like, just, one game at a time. Look ahead of you. He's not the guy. I'm looking at who my team's playing in like 5 weeks from now.
Right.
Like, I'm annoying that way. I'm like, oh, well, if they win this game, then they got this game.
Matters.
Some people are like, win this Sunday. Don't forget about the future. The Cowboys have a tough schedule.
Mm-hmm.
They have one fluff game week 3, but they play at the Giants.
Okay.
Division rival. Could go either way. Dallas could arguably be the better team, but there's a lot of people high on the Giants. That's a 50-50. Dallas is favored by a field goal as of now.
Okay. No, yeah, that's anyone's game.
Then they play at home against the Jets. So they play the two New York teams back-to-back.
Back-to-back.
That could be split. That could be 0-2, 2-0. You don't know. Then they play the Cardinals. Easy breezy. Then they play the Patriots. Not rough.
Mm-hmm.
Then they Niners, Chargers, Rams, Eagles, Giants again. Their schedule's a little tricky, and towards the end of the year, that division, the Cowboys play the Eagles, the Bills, the Dolphins, and the Lions 4 weeks in a row in December.
Right.
So I'm going to say my thoughts are Dak. I want to say pour the shots for the sake of Cowboys fans, but close the tab.
Last call.
Last call. What about Josh Allen, Monse?
Oh, so I'm torn on this one because I think Josh Allen is talented.
Well, hold on. Before you even give me your explanation, when people say, all right, give me your top quarterbacks in the NFL, once they're done saying Mahomes,
right?
I feel like the name Josh Allen usually follows.
3 years ago, yes. But I feel that it is do or die for Josh Allen this season. I feel that maybe he has plateaued and maybe we have seen the best of Josh Allen. And it's not that he's not good, but he just has not been able to deliver in crucial games.
Well, if you're considered in the top tier of NFL quarterbacks, eventually you got to deliver.
Yes.
And meaning eventually.
Eventually. But don't you feel like 3 years ago it was like, the Bills are in it. And then 2 years ago it was like, okay. And then last year, again, they did
this
not.
Is the year. And then
it has it. It's like, and you could see, I think that there is frustration within that team. Within the players. There was a story, unless you looked it up, there was a big fight within themselves. They didn't even have a joint practice. They all just kind of fought each other. They were so frustrated and mad. So
and there's also the sentiment sometimes that if you're not moving forwards,
right.
If you're not moving forward, you're moving backwards. Like, and
that's not helping anything.
Unless it's a cool dance move.
But do or die how?
Cha-cha slide.
Do or die.
Do or die how, though? Because if you're Bills Mafia, there's no way. I mean, you're a huge Josh Allen fan. Right. He's one of the best quarterbacks in the entire league. So, I mean, he's already built up some credit.
But he has done nothing 3 years ago.
But he's got time to do it, though.
He's still young.
So is Joe Burrow.
They still got tapers.
Monse, don't forget, he had critics at the very beginning who said he would never be accurate. And then he worked so hard during the offseason, he fixed that.
I think that the quarterbacks around him are getting better, and he has not delivered to show me that in the last 2 years.
No, don't tell the Bills Mafia,
That's what
because they still have their tables and lighter fluid and everything ready for some partying.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's going to drop off and be, quarterback number 18 in the league. That's not what I'm saying. But 3 years ago, we were discussing him being a top 2, top 1, top 3 quarterback. And I feel that the other quarterbacks...
So you're closing the tab?
I mean, if you're putting a gun to my head, maybe.
I'm not going to do that.
I mean, but you get what I'm saying? But you get what I'm saying?
show.
Like, I am not confident.
visual.
I am just not confident.
What team?
And if I hope
tell me now.
it would not bother me if, in a couple of months we're chatting and you guys are telling me, wow, Josh Allen showed you. I would not be mad at that.
You know
I'm
what
just saying that I
don't want to be wishy. I don't want to be wishy-washy. I'm not closing the tab, but I'm not pouring the shots. I'm giving the bartender I'm still looking at the cocktail menu. Come back in a second. Give me a minute.
Yeah.
Because listen, there is something to be said about, hey, listen, he's still Josh Allen. That team, they had, you know what we're all remembering? Danny G, you and I watch a game together. We still have this lasting impression of them getting their ass kicked in the snow against the Bengals. Mm-hmm. We were at Buffalo Wild Wings together.
Yeah. And
we were like, when are they going to show up?
We were all wishing he had a really good running game, too, remember? It's also the team around him.
Yeah.
All right. So
totally.
I feel for him because if they had that's why I wanted Dalvin Cook to sign there. And I wanted Allen to hand the ball off to Dalvin Cook. I thought that would have been a great spot for Cook.
I agree. If they would have been able to add another weapon, maybe things would be different.
You know how
it's the same team that's coming.
In a lot of sports, you could say this about the American League East in baseball. Stacked, right? Yeah. Orioles, Rays, which leaves teams like the Blue Jays, Red Sox, and Yankees fighting, where if they were in another division, they'd be top of the pack. That AFC East is so competitive.
It is.
That what you're saying is, hey, listen, Josh Allen's still great. The Bills are still great. But, the Jets got Aaron Rodgers. The Jets got Dalvin Cook. The Jets' young players are going to be a little more advanced. They had the offensive and defense rookie of the year. Jets are primed. Miami, if Tua is healthy, Mike McDaniel, year 2, they got weapons. It's not as much about Josh Allen not being great. It's about other people around him catching up. It's like if you were the kid that went through puberty first, you were hitting home runs in Little League. Then eventually, everyone caught up to you.
Yes.
That's why Covino says he hits 20. Remember Covino, what does he say? 27 home runs. Covino was 5'10" when he was 12 and hasn't grown an inch since.
Right. I think
too soon.
He peaked.
This is what we call a peak too soon.
Yeah. So let me throw you another name.
That was it.
We're
Rich.
playing.
Just when I didn't think I could like you more. That was it.
Thank you, Monse.
Thank you.
Pour the shot or close the tab. I have to name him because it's my guy. Brock Purdy.
Oh, I'm pouring the shots. I'm pouring them. Scooby snacks and all.
What are these Scooby snacks?
I don't know. We're going to have them right after the show. Right? Going across the street.
We are.
So, my thought on Brock Purdy. Kyle Shanahan pretty much said he would have to have an epic meltdown to lose the starting job. This is like...
You have to be the wicked witch of the...
Green
witch.
He would... I'm telling you, this guy...
Elphaba.
This guy has been given the grandest, most amazing opportunity. I want you to think about it. If you're a young quarterback and you're just handed a situation where Kyle Shanahan's drawn up plays for you to distribute the ball to Christian McCaffrey, George Kittle...
Right.
Deebo Samuel,
come on.
Brandon Ayuk.
Yeah.
It's almost like, and the offensive line is good. Trent Williams could be the best tackle in the game. You are playing, it's almost like, hey, here's a Pro Bowl roster. Mm-hmm. Don't F it up.
Right.
And in fact, he's got mobility. What was the one criticism of Jimmy G, who we're going to get to next? I love Garoppolo, but Jimmy G, wasn't that mobile at times and, maybe held the ball.
Maybe.
I like Jimmy G.
I do too.
But I think Brock Purdy has more layers.
Or just maybe, it's just, you can't teach you seen the game, right? Like, you either see it in a way that you want your quarterback to see it or you don't see it. And I feel that Purdy sees it. Yeah. I think he delivered in important moments when no one expected him to. Obviously, he's stacked, though.
When they called him in, remember I was at that game, by the way. We were at that game in the Bay Area. Miami, the Dolphins were visiting. Yeah. Niners, Dolphins. Jimmy G went down. We in the stands didn't know what happened. We're like, wait, who's going in? And even there were Niners on the sideline. They're like, yo, what? Wait, who's in? 1-3? Purdy? This guy stepped up, won that game, then went on to win 7.
Yep.
Got hurt in the playoffs.
You were 7-3 at the time.
Yeah.
Dude, this guy delivered when it mattered.
Mm-hmm.
And if he did that under that pressure, a year of preparation, coming off a little arm, some surgery, and they're saying he's looking sweet, I can't see how the confidence he has with Kyle Shanahan and the management saying, and John Lynch saying, like, he's our guy. Sky's the limit. This team, I think the Niners, I know they're my team. I sound like a homer, but they could be like 13-4, 14-3 again. I don't see why they won it.
I completely agree with you. I think it's a stacked team, and why can't Brock Purdy continue what he was doing?
Next guy. Pour the shot or close the tab. Danny G's dude, because now he's a Raider. Jimmy Garoppolo.
I'm going to pour the shots. I think I'm going to pour the shots on Jimmy G. I think he gets a lot of negative, undeserved criticism. Maybe he is not as athletic as other players, but...
See that smile, though?
I wasn't even going to talk about that. I wasn't even going to talk about the smile.
It plays a part.
It does.
Good-looking guy.
What does Colin say? He's got quarterback face.
That's right.
But I feel that that's a reason he gets criticized
I agree.
even more. Like, he's not a top, I'm not saying he's a top 5 quarterback. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying he has a good roster around him, and I think he is going to take the Raiders far if he stays healthy.
That's a big what if.
That is a big what if.
And they always say, you could say that cliche about every team, which you can. But in this case, it really, really, really does matter because that's the other knock on him besides, maybe it was Shanahan's system. The big knock on him has always been he can't stay on the field. How many times was he out when he was starting for you, Rich?
I mean,
maybe three pretty decent-sized injuries. But when he is on the field, and the Raiders have a decent O-line, they have a little bit of depth, they obviously have a lot of offensive weapons for him to use.
Right.
And he's connected really well with the number 1 tight end coming out of the draft, Michael Mayer. They're looking at that. And obviously, Devontae Adams, they're going to score a lot of points.
They are.
If he has a guy like Devontae, and again, Jimmy G, I know it's different systems, but he connected with, if you remember, his number 1 target was always Kittle. Garoppolo loves that tight end, so he does like that tight end.
He does.
Yeah, the intermediate game is his thing.
It is.
And if he has that connection, I'm gonna pour the shots, but I'm gonna take it easy. I'm gonna reluctantly pour the shots.
Okay.
I think I like Garoppolo, and I think the Raiders are severely underrated. Jimmy G, mid-level talent, top-level leadership and poise.
40-17 as a Niner starter.
Rich, do you want him to succeed as a 49ers guy? I mean, do you want? I mean, he's
Ramos?
he's in a total different division. He's in the AFC, not the NFC, right? So,
Ramos, I said to Danny G weeks ago, I said, this is the first time in my football rooting career that I have what I call like a real secondary rooting interest. Like, I'm a Niners fan, nothing will get in the way of that. But I don't have an AFC interest until the Super Bowl, right? For me, I would love to see Jimmy G prove everyone wrong. And, look at what that division is. Justin Herbert got a boat ton of money. Mahomes is the best guy of the game right now. The Chiefs are the odds-on favorite to do it again, right? And the Broncos, Sean Payton, Russ, everyone's saying, come back here. USA Today, we keep bringing it up, but USA Today and other publications are saying, Raiders like 4 wins, 3 wins. Come on.
Yeah, no, I don't see why.
They're going to be in that mix fighting for a wild card.
100%.
There's about 5 there's teams like, in my mind, like the Steelers, the Browns, the Raiders, maybe the Dolphins, Jets. There's going to be a lot of 10-7, 11-6 type of teams fighting.
Yeah.
And I just looked it up right now. I was talking about a starter for the Niners. He had a 14-3 record, Jimmy G did, when he started for the Patriots.
That's unbelievable.
See?
Forgot about the Patriots.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, he can play. He can, again, he's not going to be a Patrick Mahomes or anything like that, but he can play.
He's just a straight-up winner, and Rich has always said that.
And he's just a good quarterback. Like, you want a good quarterback. If you are surrounded by good weapons, all you need is a good quarterback.